All right, so this is Kasim. This is another episode of I Can Explain with Front Row Live, and I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. If I don't, I've been knowing you for so long, which I could probably say 1,000 things, but I don't want to do it today.
Valid. What's good, y'all? My name is Dizza Jedi. I'm a rapper from Houston, Texas.
That way, you know, y'all Houston niggas. Oh, y'all Houston people. No, bad. Say the Pacific. You know, y'all don't like saying just Houston. Say the Pacific. Part of Houston.
Oh yeah, Northside, Houston, Texas. You feel me? Northeast, around my grandma house. Riverwood, Lakewood. You feel me?
Nah, for real.
Northside, City Gas. You feel me? Northside.
Hey, what Quavo say? That way. You know what I'm saying? All right, first thing that we got to do is I need you to explain. Because I Can Explain, I'm going to tell you a bunch of questions that I want you to explain.
Sure.
So I need you to explain what is your stage name and how did you come about it?
See, this is a tough one. So when I was in middle school doing music, I had this trash name. I was going by DJ MC because I was rapping and producing like beats that I was making for myself on little forums. And I was like, bro, at a certain point, I was like, nah, this trash. And so I was changing it around. I used to like change rap names and like Instagram names, always something super weird. And I remember one day I just out of nowhere was trying to break up the DJ part and I put like Dizza Jedi. And I was like, oh, that kind of sounds tough. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jedi, like warrior. Like, okay, I could kind of see how that could work. Dizza, I was taking from like, you know, RZA, Dizza, SZA, where it was kind of those alphabets, but I didn't want to, ain't part of that religion. So I wanted to make sure it was like Dizza spelled out. But I did it. And my cousin, who's like Rick Rubin, like real, you know what I'm saying, chill. He be doing yoga in the grass with no shoes and stuff. Like, he was like, the first time I dropped a song with Dizza Jedi as the name, he called me. He was like, nah, that's the one. Like, don't change it, because I know you think about changing it and switching it again. Like, that's the one. It sticks out. It says something. It kind of has a certain flair to it. So when I started dropping music again, I just knew I couldn't change it. I had to go with that again.
Nah, that's actually tough. Definitely when you got the confirmation from somebody that you like love, that you know, like, okay, if he say it's the one, then it's the one.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta do it because they believe in you more than you believe in you. You know what I mean?
Because even when he's just that person. Like if I'm kind of in a rut with the arts, I call him. He always got something real philosophical to say, for sure.
For sure. So I need you to explain, the sound. Like when I hear your music, like it's a certain sound that I think you're gonna like explain why, but tell me the inspiration behind it.
Yeah, I want the music to have a certain groove. I want it to have a certain bounce, very Southern. I want it to be influenced. I want you to hear a lot of Texas, a lot of Louisiana, a lot of Memphis, Tennessee in my music. I want it to kind of feel like the places where my family are from and where I've been, and kind of feel like an evolution of those sounds where it's kind of that Southern rap basis. But then also heavily influenced by just, hip-hop and real rappers and lyricists, and kind of making sure that I'm paying homage to the Southern rappers and lyricists who get overlooked, and what their sound and that bounce. And then, like, you can hear it in the club, you can hear it in the car, you can hear it with your friends, but also you can listen to it and you feel something and you feel a type of way about it. So that's the sound that I'm going for pretty much at all times at this point.
Yeah. So explain why the South music is like so important to like the dynamic of hip hop in general. Because I think like a lot of people is so big on West Coast or East Coast, but we don't talk about the South and the importance of like, the South is here. Not just from the Andre 3K moment, but in general.
Yeah, I think a big part of it is, I think every region has a distinctive sound. I feel like the South, generally speaking, has this outlook from people of kind of slow or like, that we're not as intelligent or not as smart, or we can't do things as, we can't push the bounds the same way other regions can. And I think when you start to really sit with Southern music, and even the music where you felt like, oh, that was just for the club, or that was just for parties, or that was just, they're not really saying anything. When you listen to it, the skill that it takes to build the flows and the like, the lyricism that's kind of ingrained within Southern music, like there's something about it that you feel on a certain level that I feel like doesn't get the appreciation it deserves, and I feel like it's now getting to the point where people realize, like, Atlanta can run music, New Orleans can run music, Houston can run music as cities by itself. It doesn't need the cosign from the East Coast or the West Coast. It doesn't need anybody of a larger name to say it. The South is distinctive and can stand on its own.
Nah, I'm glad that you kind of say that, because like even now, and this is one of my funny things that I just think about hip hop. Like right now, nobody can, to me, explain what is the East Coast sound. right? Like West Coast sound is kind of, got the same little hi-hats, but it kind of fluctuates too. But the South sound like the South. And the South got different parts. Like you said, Texas, Houston specifically sound even different from Dallas. But Dallas got a sound, Houston got a sound. Yeah. Memphis definitely got a sound. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Louisiana and the bounce, and Louisiana got like 2-3 sounds within Louisiana. Yeah. Even though it's not even one of the biggest states. So like, I'm glad you specifically like highlighted that. I think that's very distinctive and important. I think the next thing I kind of want you to explain is, this might sound a little controversial, but it's not. What do you think is like wrong with the industry right now? How you see it as an artist, independent, trying to make it?
I think, and I mean, because it's the business, it's gonna move the way a business does. But I think the biggest problem right now is that it's a numbers game, it's a stats game, and like I said, music can be a lot more than that. It represents a lot more than that. And the foundation of the music industry should be the music, but right now it is the industry. It is the business, it is the dollar signs, and it is almost to a certain point, it always has been that way, but I think right now it's where the artist, as an independent artist, kind of has to do all of that and prove that before someone is willing to invest. And I think it's a bit different from how it's been done. I think you're finding different artists and different platforms that are kind of making a way for artists to continue to grow and build and do things themselves and kind of get that look that they deserve. But I think it's just in a space right now where if you don't have a certain amount of followers, a certain amount of streams, no one is even willing to look at your art and consider investing in your art and pushing you to a different level. So yeah, right now it puts a lot of responsibility on an independent artist to kind of build things themselves and have either 10 different roles themselves or find people around them who are willing to invest time and money without expecting anything off top in return.
And I think that's super draining. Like, as an artist, because usually before, right, the standard was that sometimes, like, the industry would just see your talent and be like, okay, you know what? I see something. I'm going to make them how I feel like they can be to be a star, and I'll put this money behind them, put this marketing, put this ads. But now it's like they want you to come with all of that, and we just, I don't know, drain you.
Yeah, and I think it's, even when I started rapping in like middle school, it was like blog era. So I saw, like, if you post a certain amount of songs, if you putting your name out there, it would be people who would kind of catch traction, and somebody would go, oh, okay, this name, let's push this name forward.
Right.
And so me taking a break from music and then coming back, it was kind of weird to be like, oh, like, now it's not just the music. Now I have to figure out how to push content, and I have to figure out how to make myself shine in different ways that I wasn't accustomed to. It is a lot. I think it does build artists who, when they do get the look, can build businesses and brands for themselves a little bit better, though, because you have done so much and you understand what it takes in each role that's necessary to get that push and to, hit that next level. So it is draining, but I think in that, finding kind of the silver lining, it does build a kind of brigade of artists who are entrepreneurs and who are business people themselves and understand how they can push themselves and also push their community if they wish to do so.
For sure. And I think because of everything you just said, like, now they actually got a true fan base. Because a lot of times, like, these people would get there and have no fan base, and then the label would be mad at them, like, wait a minute, why are you not selling this merch? Like, why this merch numbers not moving? Or after that first hit is going away and it's doing it down, like, why that steam is, like, slowing down. So I kind of understand that. I think my last point, or my last question I kind of want to ask, what I can explain is, like, what is your hottest industry / music hot take, and explain like why do you have it?
I think the hottest take I have right now, and kind of going back to something we discussed before, like, I think right now there should be a huge investment in Southern artists, but I think especially women in the South right now are on a tear where you see the understanding from them that, like, I can do the business side. You're seeing production, you're seeing design, you're seeing, like, brand and world building at a level from independent artists that I haven't seen before. Right. To the point where it's almost, you're going to open mics or going to these shows in Texas. I'm hearing about a new woman artist, especially within hip hop, every day, who not only understands, like, rap and can rap and understands hip hop, but understands, like, brand building and world building and how to push themselves and how to create content that feels authentic to not only themselves as an artist, but also feels really relatable for kind of, trying to build that audience and trying to build up people who understand your music and understand your life perspective. And so right now, the South is running things, and women in the South are especially running things within hip hop, and that's my hot take.
Oh, I agree with you with that hot take because I'm just like was thinking about names like Houston. Of course, you got Meg, but also to the world building point. Like we know Meg brand and identity. We know Mona Leo. Like we know what she stands for. We know what Kendra Man stands for. That's just out of Houston. Then you got Dallas. You got Sensei Molly. You got Erica Banks, and then like Memphis, Glorilla. Like, yeah, all of them got an identity that's, like, very clear. And I think, more investment you put into them, but also to you and the other independent males, too. Because there's a lot of world building. And, like, what y'all stand for is very prominent, which is why I think people going to, like, draw to you and draw to y'all. But do you have anything else you want to tell the camera? Want them to find your socials as well? Like, this is your last, hoorah.
Oh, for sure. At dizza Jedi on everything. My latest project, Rooted, is out now on streaming. It is available for you to stream. That project is rooted in my experiences within the South and kind of has a lot of those Southern sounds and feels and textures and stories that I feel people can relate to, and it's something that I put together with that intent. Appreciate Front Row Live for having me and giving me the chance to kind of have a platform to speak about myself and about my music.
For sure, I appreciate it. Yeah, shout out to the Front Row Live team. Shout out to you, and hey.
My boy.
I didn't see that all, man.